Hey, welcome again to Kothcast, the show where we talk about anything and everything. Today, my guest is Majira Strawberry.
Hello, that's me.
All right, so yeah, we have a couple of topics going to talk about today. Okay, so before we really start, like I was saying earlier, I this is the first time we've done voice chat, so like I don't know that much about you, to be honest. Like, I guess I want to ask, like, when you started, you're one of the biggest furry YouTubers out there. When you first started YouTube, did you expect that to happen? Like, did you have a following before you started on YouTube?
Not really. I started YouTube on my non-furry channel
Uh-huh.
because I like was just doing regular content like every other YouTuber. Uh, and I just kind of made furry videos on a whim. Like it was just nothing. I didn't think anything of it. I was just kind of thinking this would be fun to like switch it up a little bit and do
Uh-huh.
something different. And then it kind of just exploded. And now we're here.
Yay, now we're here. Oh yeah, you recently just got 100K, huh? That was only
Yeah,
like a couple weeks ago.
yeah, it was like 3 weeks ago, I think.
Nice, yeah, I remember that. Like, I don't think I've seen your videos on your like non-furry channel. Like, what were you making?
They're not very good, so.
What were you making videos about?
Well, I was just kind of just trying to be like every other YouTuber. Like I was just doing stupid challenges and vlogs and like stories,
Oh,
and it wasn't very original.
uh-huh.
I'm known for not being super original, but it was just like normal stuff, things that people could relate to. I was trying way too hard to be relatable, and it didn't really. It just wasn't really working. I got like a few thousand subscribers, and like I guess it just didn't really click. But then when I started my fairy channel, I guess that was like new and different and exciting, so a lot more people were interested. But
Yeah,
I think my main videos, my like non-furry videos, are a lot better now because I've done so much with my furry channel that I've learned how to really be a YouTuber,
uh-huh.
so I know how to make better videos.
When you were making when when you first started making furry videos, was there anyone else around that was doing that same thing?
I know there was I know of like three people
Uh-huh.
who were doing like not like doing actual like furry vlog videos, not necessarily like unboxings or tutorials or convention videos or
Uh-huh.
music videos, like actual vlogs, and they were Ace of Hearts Fox, Blue the Dragon, and Rika.
Uh-huh.
I'm not really sure if there were any others though.
Ace of Heart Fox. I don't think I've heard of that person.
He used to be on a channel called The Box,
Uh-huh.
and it was kind of like a group channel, but
Uh-huh.
he recently split off and he's doing his own stuff now.
So ever since, I mean, really in the wake of you and Rika mostly, there have been like dozens of people doing the same sort of thing where they're just kind of in their fursuit, like doing random things, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of become a trend in the fandom almost.
Yeah, it's interesting. So you're kind of a trendsetter in that
I mean,
way.
I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. I basically when I started, I just like copied people. I didn't try to do anything really original. I
I
just
mean, that's I think it's fine to do that when you start because it gives you a way to as long as you like credit, I think
uh,
if you steal an idea, just say like I got this idea from someone else and you'd say their name, like
r-
like
right.
nobody's original on YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
So, if someone does like a tasting different types of water video, like, and then I do it the next week. I'm like, I saw this guy do it, and I thought it was fun, so I want to do it. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's so true that there's nothing original on YouTube. Like even I mean, one of some of the people that kind of inspired me from the beginning were the like game critics, like Angry Video Game Nerd, which he started a long fucking time ago before YouTube was even a thing. And even before him, there were people that I used to read that just did like kind of funny game review vlogs, like not vlogs, just angry game review blogs, which were just like kind of funny. And I'm sure that Angry Video Game Nerd took inspiration from that. And even before that, there are just like magazines that did the same thing. So it's like nothing on YouTube is original or ever has been.
Yeah, it kind of goes with the concept of anything you can think of,
Hmm.
someone is like way ahead of you already, like one
Yeah.
step ahead of you. So, you kind of just have to work around that. And I think it's more, it's not the original content, it's your original style, like
Hmm.
how your personality and the way you make your videos, I think is what makes it you, not necessarily what they're about.
All right. So now on to our like first little controversial topic.
Oh,
Uh,
joy.
this piece of delightful art from Genesius Wolf. Uh, how do you feel about that?
Yeah. I didn't really like it.
Hmm.
Um, for I guess for like obvious reasons, like it's like offensive and stuff. But I didn't not like it for like the reasons people were saying. Like a lot of people, I so he posted the picture and I like made just like a simple response
Hmm.
and everyone started to kind of put words in my mouth
Yeah.
saying that I was mad because he used my Sona without my permission, which like if I got mad about that, I'd be getting mad about all the fan art I get and stuff
Right.
like that. So and that's not like why I was angry. I didn't like it because I knew the only purpose of its existence was to um, make people mad and he posted like a explanation for the photo, which
Hmm.
was it was kind of lengthy, but at the end of it, he literally says he wanted to prove that furries were just sensitive and easily
Right.
triggered.
Uh-huh.
So like I just didn't like that he was using this image just to make people angry. I didn't understand like the like mentality of doing that. I just didn't see a point. I just thought it was kind of just not
Yeah.
in good behavior. I don't know.
Not good behavior. Yeah. I'm at some point I'm gonna have Genesius on here, so I can like ask him directly about some of these things. But for now, we can only kind of speculate. Yeah, I think Genesius may have like picked up some bad habits from me because we've talked a lot about making videos. And one of the things that I've said a couple of times to him is like people like controversy. But the thing is, people don't like when you just do things to piss them off. That I mean, that's
Yeah,
that's controversial, but people like when there's some kind of opinion that
it needs to be logical.
yeah, there's some kind of opinion that people are torn on, right? That's the kind of thing they like. Not so much just doing things to piss them off.
No, yeah, I totally agree because I love watching YouTube videos that are about different like types of relevant topics and politics.
Hmm.
And even if I don't agree with it, like I like to watch it because I like to learn other people's mindsets.
Hmm.
And if they're just not logical, then I just like it's not like fun to watch, I guess.
Yeah, I get you. I got a lot of people that I watch, not regularly, but just videos in general where people argue about things or they make videos about my opinions on things, and they don't really have much of an argument. They're just mad, and it's not like you said, it's not as interesting to watch. It's just kind of
Right.
lame.
I'd rather watch a video where someone pulls up like a bunch of facts and statistics about their reasoning behind why something makes sense
Hmm.
versus watching a video where someone's just yelling at the camera about uh, just like their opinion. I just
Hmm.
like want there to be something else. Then when there is, I find it really interesting. Even if I don't agree with it, I think it's cool to learn about all different sides of the spectrum, the
Hmm.
political spectrum. If that's even a term, I don't know.
No, no, you're right. That's why I try to be like a centrist with everything and try to give both sides of an argument. But even doing that, it's kind of I mean, Genesius had a point if that's why he did it to prove that fairies were sensitive. Like, I mean, we already know that, right? Like, you can say that without anyone being surprised. You kind of have to tailor what you say to appeal to furries, which a lot of which are very liberal, I guess.
Yeah, and like I mean like putting the politics aside because
Hmm.
like I try not to really judge people on their politics too much because
Hmm.
I like to judge people based on their actions.
Yeah.
Just like putting that aside, like I just think like the image while it was taken from like a KKK like political poster or something.
Hmm.
I saw the original image. I can send it to you if you want to see it. But
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
the purpose of it wasn't political. Like he was just trying to make people angry, and it I don't know. And I talked to him privately.
Hmm.
I won't say like a lot of what we said because it was privately, but I was just basically saying like I didn't really understand. I was kind of clearing things up, like people putting words in my mouth, saying that I was angry because he used my persona. Because like I don't really care
Hmm.
about that. I was just kind of clearing up like, what I was upset about because when I tweeted him, I was kind of vague and I didn't really say my opinion. I just
Hmm.
kind of said like, no thanks, basically.
Hmm.
I wanted to say that I don't hate him. I think
Hmm.
like I think like he made a mistake, but like I don't have any like bad blood. Like we're fine. I don't always agree with like his politics or his like opinions, but like I don't think he's a bad person. And
Hmm.
I just want to say that because I don't want people in the comments to be like, oh, he hates Genesius. Oh, he's
Oh
like
yeah,
just because
people always
he
do that.
posted one picture or whatever. Like I don't. I just want to say that I don't hate him. I just
Hmm.
think like I just didn't like this thing that he did.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get it. I mean, me and him had kind of an argument, and like, about the whole religion thing, and that was like, it was kind of staged. Like, okay, the thing with me and him was, uh, we had differing opinions about religion, right? And we were like really arguing and making videos back and forth, but we were kind of like just being assholes to each other. Like that wasn't really that we hated each other. It was just kind of, to like, uh I don't even know, just because we could, I guess.
I thought that was so funny,
Yeah,
honestly.
oh,
You
did
had
you?
me completely fooled.
Oh.
Like, because I was like taking a side, and I
Hmm.
was like, man, screw this other guy, like, and the whole thing was fake, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was just really funny that you made fake beef and people believed it, including me.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate people would believe it so much because we were being like kind of silly with it, Like that's the thing, you got to be like really out there. And the thing was, it worked. Like as far as generating views and things, it worked. Um, but it was just kind of, I think it disappointed a lot of people when I was like, "Hey, this is was like kind of staged. We're not really mad at each other." But it's weird because uh, I don't think I've ever seen people be more upset that it was like we actually weren't angry at each other than being pissed off at each other.
It's because people love to watch drama.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why those drama channels
Hmm.
thrive.
Yeah.
And like Keemstar and stuff like that. They just talk about other people's drama, and then everyone is so interested in it.
Hmm.
And honestly, like I'm just waiting for a furry Keemstar to pop up because they would have so much content. Do you know
Furry.
who Keemstar is?
Yeah, furry
Yeah, okay,
Keemstar.
yeah. I just thought that
Uh,
would be. I
that's
just.
funny. For a while I was considering doing that. But I don't know. I kind of stayed away from it because the thing with Keemstar is like, yeah, he has a big channel, but everyone hates him.
Yeah, people don't
People
like
watch
him.
it. People watch it because it's like drama and it's like entertaining, but they don't like him.
Yeah,
I want people to, kind of like me. I want to be like someone that isn't. Keemstar is infamous, right?
right.
Infamous is still famous, but at the same time, it's like bad famous. I just want to be. I guess I shouldn't say I want to be famous because that's kind of weird, but I don't want to be infamous. I just want to be like, I don't know. I think you can't help but want people to like you.
Yeah, you don't want to be disliked.
Yeah, it's like just a thing. So you've tried to stay away from like any sort of uh I don't know, people like any sort of like porn or anything political really. And I don't ask this to be like an asshole. I'm just like coming from someone who doesn't really care about that sort of thing. I'm just like Like, what are you afraid of?
Um, I just like to kind of be kind of PC about a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
I think it's more like I guess appropriate for a younger audience to be more family friendly.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm not the most family friendly person ever. Like sometimes I say swear words, or sometimes I like make like a sexy cuddle video or something. But
Sexy cuddle video.
for the most part, like I try to keep my I try to keep my channel more on the family friendly side because I
Uh-huh.
know a lot of my audience is, you know, uh, younger. A lot of people watch me are like young high school students or like older middle school. So I just try to
Yeah.
keep things a little clean.
Yeah. That makes sense. It's a lot of the like user base of YouTube are like kids basically.
Right.
And like appealing to kids is is a good way to grow because there's a million of them. I have kind of like a I don't know. I don't want to say like a sexual style, but I do kind of my streams I have like the moans when people donate to me, or like I have an ad running on E621 of my dragon that just says sexiest dragon on YouTube with a kind of like provocative picture of my dragon, like, and it's just I guess I want to try to appeal to the like more sexual side of the fandom, or at least not appeal to the sexual side, but just take advantage of the fact that the fandom is like kind of more sexual than most fandoms, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Like, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
And I think that's fine. And your content kind of works for that because your content is more adult oriented. Like you talk
yeah,
about politics and you talk about like kinks or whatever else. But in my videos, I talk about like I don't know, I do like Q&As or I just like say like, haha, I'm in a fursuit, I'm doing a vlog. Like it's more like child centric, you know.
hmm,
So that's a big reason. That's like one of the biggest reasons why I would never want like inappropriate artwork is
hmm.
because that if someone who's underage is like searching for me on FA or something or on Google or whatever,
Should
it,
people underage be on FA in the first
they
place?
probably
Question.
shouldn't be.
Yeah,
But you know, kids lie about their ages all the time, and
yeah, yeah,
I just don't want like someone who's underage to like look up my name and then find like you know all this inappropriate stuff because
yeah.
that's just not the image I want to have.
Yeah, no, I get it. I was actually talking to Two, and he's the same way. He doesn't want a bunch of like he does make a lot of like sex jokes and things, but he doesn't want a bunch of like sexual imagery of his character and things because he doesn't want to be like seen like that. And I guess I've always come from just like a different mindset where it's like it kind of raises the question like knowing that a lot of I don't know about all of the fandom, but a lot of people on YouTube are kids. Is it even appropriate to have like more adult channels? Like a lot of my fans, and it kind of freaks me out. A lot of the people like come to my Discord are like 14 years old. I'm like, oh, I don't really want 14-year-olds watching me, but like, what can I do about it? You know?
I mean, I think there's a place for adult stuff on YouTube because YouTube's
Hmm.
for everyone. It's not just for kids. And if kids are watching your content, that's I don't think that's necessarily your fault. It might be like a lack of supervision or just like curiosity from the kids, or
Hmm.
you know whatever else, or just like they're mature for their age. Maybe they're genuinely interested in politics or whatever, and they like want to learn more. So it's kind of inevitable. You kind
Yeah.
of just have to deal with it, I guess, and just like try not to cross any lines. Like in your Discord, if 14-year-olds are joining, maybe don't send porn.
Yeah, no, you're right. I have a thing where I restrict there's not safe for work channels in my Discord because
Right, but there's an age
yeah,
verification. Uh,
age verification on there, and I also, like people lie about their age still, so I try to like ban them from the not safe for work channels if they ever say their age. But it's still like I don't know. It's like kind of concerning. The other thing is, I wonder how far I can go with that mindset. Like, am I gonna? One of my fears, right, as a YouTuber, is that I'm gonna stagnate at like. Actually, I thought I was gonna stagnate at like 20K, but I actually am making pretty good numbers recently. But still, like, am I gonna stagnate at 30K? Like, or why you have a wider appeal because with your kind of PG content, you appeal to kids and furries and adults that are furries and like everyone, whereas I kind of only appeal to an older audience. I just like feel like I'm not ever gonna reach that 100K mark.
Yeah, that's something I think about too. Um, like how many furries can there be, and how many of them are gonna watch you?
Hmm.
And I would always think like I think I when I was growing I would think I'll hit 50K and then that's like the carrying capacity and that's it and I'll start to
Hmm.
dribble down but I'll still have that 50,000 so that's still awesome. But it kind of just kept going and then like the Shane Dawson thing happened and I got like 10,000 in that month. That was so crazy. And
Shane Dawson thing, what's that about?
do you not know about that?
I don't
Uh,
think so.
so do you know who Shane Dawson is?
But I've heard the name. I don't really know who it is.
He, he's he's a really big YouTuber with like 11 mil,
Hmm.
and he made a video where he interviewed Kiro the wolf. Do you know
Okay.
Kiro? Um,
I've
and
heard of him again, but I don't think we've really talked.
you should get him on here. He has a pretty interesting story about this.
Hmm.
But he contacted Kiro. I was like, hey, I'm making a video about furry YouTubers, and
Hmm.
he like interviewed Kiro, and he made furries look really good. Like
Oh,
all the
okay.
comments were so positive, and and because of that, a lot of for YouTube got a lot of exposure. So like
Mm.
Kiro got like 90,000 subscribers, and
Oh, holy shit.
yeah, and I got like 10K, and I think Nas got like 6K or something. Like everyone got a big boost that month.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I didn't know that people were like positive. People outside the fandom were positive about the fandom, really. I don't pay that much attention to people outside of the fandom, to be honest.
I think a lot of what is kind of happening is for YouTube is becoming kind of it's almost like hitting that level of it being a little mainstream.
Hmm.
And so people who aren't furries are watching furry YouTubers because they just like they think they're funny or they find the content interesting or they think the fursuit looks cool, but they
Hmm.
don't consider themselves a part of the community. So I
Yeah.
think that's what a large, not maybe not large, but like at least some of what for YouTube viewers are just like
Hmm.
maybe just like people who watch anime but like think furries are kind of cool, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I actually wonder, like, how much of your audience do you think are non-furries?
I'd say probably I think it's half and half.
Wow, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect that. I think probably like 90% of my audience are furries. Yeah, I don't expect people who aren't furries to watch me, but that's kind of my weakness and like I don't have the same sort of mass appeal, I guess.
Well, I think a lot of your appeal is you sometimes make political videos, and that's kind of been almost a trend recently. I've seen a lot of political YouTubers really popping off and
Hmm.
getting like hundreds of thousands of views talking about relevant topics. So I think that's a community you could possibly branch out into if you wanted to. And I
Yeah,
think that's a big part of making your furry channel get big is trying to branch out a little bit.
yeah, I definitely want to. But it seems like I get I have a couple videos that have done really well, have like, a couple 100,000 views. And
Right? You- Didn't
but
you,
on
didn't
those
you
ones,
didn't you make some clickbait video about somebody?
oh, I've had a few clickbait
No, no, I
videos.
mean you made a video. I think you were calling someone out for clickbait.
Oh, Verlisify, yeah.
Is that person a furry?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Um,
Yeah.
but
He has like 400K
yes,
subs, I think.
but that's kind of like what I mean is that video is branching out a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Even though he's a furry, he still has an audience of 400,000 who a majority are probably not furries.
Yeah.
So you're branching out into like a different community. and that might have been a big reason for the success of that video.
But like even on those videos, the other one is the furry questions for normies or whatever, which
Oh,
is like
I saw that.
intentional.
I saw that on every meme website. Like I
Uh-huh.
saw it on Reddit, and it was
Yeah.
it was made fun of a lot. No hate, but
Yeah. Oh no, no. I mean that was the whole point. Like we did that with the understanding that it was like dumb as shit. Like that was kind of the point, right? Because we're just being silly. Like we talk about people being speciesist for
right.
having dragons as villains in movies. But so many people took that video seriously. Like half the comments on that video are just people like, oh, I can't believe furries are such like colossal faggots and things like that. It's like, wow, I
Well,
don't even know what to say about that.
those are people who are probably really ignorant on what furries are about. So they just
Uh-huh.
see this random video furries asking normal people questions, and
Uh-huh.
if they don't know anything about the fandom, they'll probably think, "Oh, this is what they're about. This is really stupid."
Right. I feel kind of bad about that one because it's like I don't want to like spread this false image, but at the same time, furries really seem to like it
Right,
because they knew
because
it was just
it's
silly.
satirical.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. That's the thing. I could make another one. I was thinking about making another one of those, and I could. Would you want to be in a more questions furries have for normies?
I mean, sure. You should do a
You can say
reverse.
no if you want.
You should do
Like,
a reverse where you have
uh-huh.
questions normies have for furries, and just like find like all these like I don't know, just like find a bunch of random questions people like or like stereotypes about furries,
Uh-huh.
and I think that would be funny to do too.
Huh. I'll think about that. Like, would it be one person answering, or would it be like a bunch of different?
No, no,
Like, I'd send each one.
I don't mean like answering questions, just like things furries hear. Like, do you have sex in the suits, or like, do you go to work in that? Like questions like
You gotta work in that.
that. People
Is that a
ask
real
that.
thing? Oh my God.
Like, I just think that'd be
Some people
funny too.
do. Oh, fucking Genesius goes to church in his fursuit, which I can't. That kind of bugs me, but you know, he can do his thing, I guess.
Yeah, he can do him. That's cool.
In a church. Okay, sorry, Genesius.
That
I
would
know
be
I'm
an
laughing at
he
you.
should make a video about that. That'd be an
Yeah.
interesting video.
So, yeah, like, yeah, that might work. We could try to work on something there. We have I actually know a lot more furry YouTubers now, so we could like do some big collabs like that, which I think, I mean, that would be good for everyone, right?
Right, that'd be cool.
So one of the things we wanted to kind of discuss was like YouTube stress, and I think we've been kind of like leading into that about the stress of like, is the channel gonna stagnate? Like, do you still feel like that? Do you still feel like you're not gonna make it far past 100K?
Yeah, kind of. I don't think I'll make it to like 200K or anything.
Yeah, really? You don't
Yeah, I
think
don't
so?
think so. I think it's gonna slow down.
Hmm.
And part of that is just like it's inevitable with time for people to just lose interest.
Yeah,
So like people will start to unsubscribe, and then I'll start to like get less views, so I'll get recommended less, and that's kind of how it just goes. So
yeah.
my main goal is to eventually kind of start posting more on my like non-furry channel and
Hmm.
see if I can get that to 100K and see where I can go with that.
Hmm.
Because I just don't think having a furry channel is something that can last 10 years, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I wonder about that too. You know, like I said earlier, am I gonna stagnate at 30K? Even if I make it to 100K, how much bigger can I possibly get? Like even some of the top sort of like political channels only have maybe like a couple 100,000,
Right.
you know, and those are like the big guys. Like I think the biggest one's probably Sargon. He doesn't even have 1 million subs yet, which is surprising to some people because everyone's heard of Sargon, you know.
Yeah, I think
Uh
it sounds familiar. I don't think I've seen any of their videos.
oh yeah, he just does like political videos of like current events and things.
Oh, okay.
But even some of the people who are like really more, I would say Sargon is good for like straight facts, but there are people like Chris Raygun who I think only has a couple hundred subs too. But
Right.
you know, once again, everyone's heard of him, but he still only has a couple hundred subs.
I've only heard of him because he's dating Lacey Green, which is
Oh yeah,
definitely something I never expected.
yeah, very bizarre. I guess like Lacey Green switched sides at some point.
Yeah, that's
Like she
weird.
was like a hardcore like leftist, and then she was like, "Oh no, I'm the opposite now." It's like, "Oh, all right." I don't know. I don't know how that
Whatever.
works. Whatever. I guess maybe some people just do stuff for views. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like Lacey Green, a lot of the things that she did or videos she made was more kind of for views than things that she actually thought.
I don't know. I used to watch like all her sex ed videos.
Sex ed
She
videos.
would talk about like different consequences of like unsafe sex and
Hmm.
like she would go into detail about like what causes STDs and like the history of them and stuff like that. I just found it really interesting.
Oh, I don't think I've seen those. I've only heard her talk about um like just really weird like feminist
Right.
propaganda type deal.
Yeah, I would watch those too, you know.
I know you don't
I like
like.
to watch the political videos of both sides.
Oh yeah.
I like to learn both sides of the argument and then make my own opinion, kind of.
Yeah, I do too. I'd say I watch more centrist stuff for the most part because it kind of, a lot of the centrist, the whole idea is to give arguments from both sides. Yeah, I know you don't want to get too political here. It's just like, I don't know. But anyway, back to the whole YouTube stress thing. Do you find it odd that some of the biggest YouTubers, people with like 20 million subs, you've never heard of, and none of your friends have ever heard of either.
Do I find it weird?
Yeah, does that strike you as odd?
Um, yeah, yeah, and no. Sometimes I get like kind of freaked out when I find one because like I
Hmm.
really try to keep up with the YouTube community, like
Yeah.
not just for YouTube, but like all of it.
Hmm.
So when I find one, I'm like, where have you been hiding? But like,
Right.
usually for the most part, I hear about them. But I
Hmm.
guess like I only hear about the ones that are uh don't only make like videos for children.
Hmm.
Um, because usually if I find one, it's like a Minecraft channel or like like a channel where like the Spider-Man and Elsa bullshit. Like,
Yeah, Spider-Man and Elsa. Yeah, it's very strange. Like, but I mean, so some of the top YouTube channels, like not counting all the like music video channel, the Vivo channels,
right.
not counting those, I think like 7 out of the top 10 YouTube channels are just like vlog channels about random people.
Hmm.
And they have like 20 million subscribers, and they're not that interesting. And it's like, how did this happen?
You
How did you get 20 million
do you have
subscribers?
any of the names?
Fuck. Yeah, I can't think of a name off the top of my head. I know their faces. I just can't think of a name.
It's okay.
Sometimes they're like just. I think the reason is because they're like kind of good looking, and that's it.
Oh, right. I mean, that's definitely a perk.
Yeah. I don't show my face for a reason.
I mean, I hide behind a mask for a reason.
Yeah, it's just like how do you I don't know, how do you get there? It's just so random that some people have so many subs and and continue to grow. Like, okay, so here's one, PewDiePie, right?
Right.
Now, what does PewDiePie do
Oh.
that is so much more interesting to people than any other like Let's Player?
Well, he doesn't do Let's Plays anymore, really.
Uh-huh.
But like when he did, I think I think the reason he grew so big was because he was so different. He didn't just like play games and like say like basic commentary. Like he would play games
Hmm.
and he would get angry or he'd like exaggerate emotion and it like
Hmm.
interests a lot of people. So I think that's like what kind of contributed to a lot of his success like 3 or 4 years ago. Um,
Yeah.
but like now, he kind of switched up and he does more like vlogging kind of stuff,
Hmm.
which like it's fine. Like he can do whatever he wants. And I think that kind of works better for him anyway. Uh, because like he's so big anyway, like he can do whatever he wants and people will watch it.
Yeah, it's just really odd because I mean, there are a lot of people who do that same thing where they just get really angry at games or whatever. Like we were talking about Angry Video Game Nerd. I think he has like 2.5 million subs, but still, like that's considering he was one of the first and one of the best at doing it. Uh, that's pretty small. It's just.
I also think it has a lot to do with timing.
Mhm.
Gaming was a really big YouTube trend in like 2014. like
Okay.
everybody was watching gaming videos. So
Yeah.
I think kind of what how you got to have to become successful is if you hop on a trend, you have to hop on it before it becomes a trend. So that way you're like one of the people who's like kind of starting the trend. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so since he was like one of the first people like not he wasn't one of the first people, he was one of the first people doing video game let's plays consistently, like 2 videos a day.
Oh,
So
really?
when that became a big trend, um he had like so much content, he was producing so much content, like 14 videos a week that it was like it was guaranteed success basically.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a
It's the same with people like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye.
mhm.
They just upload so much that there's just so much content, and it just makes it so much easier to find them.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like I've said before, like the way to get noticed on YouTube is have quantity over quality, but it just seems so counterintuitive. You're told your entire life to value quality more.
Right, but I think the thing more is you have to have a lot of quantity, but they have to also be quality. Like
Well, that's impossible.
it's like it's more of like a balance. Like
Uh-huh.
don't post 3 videos a day if the 3 videos are shit. Instead, post 1 video a day that's pretty good. But don't necessarily post like 1 video a month that's like
Hmm.
extremely good because then you'll get buried. But there's obviously anomalies. Like there's people like iDubbbz who post literally once a month and still gets
Uh-huh.
like 5 million views on it. But
Or like
then you have
John Tron who posts like once a year.
yeah, like sometimes that works for some people. I don't know how they keep an audience. I guess their videos are just like so amazing that people are willing to wait. But for most people, they're not like at that level, and they don't have an audience who's super dedicated like that. So you need to really build one up. So you need to
Hmm.
like really like get the content out there.
How often do you upload videos?
So I over the summer I was trying to
Uh-huh.
do twice a week. But since I'm in school now, I'm trying to do once a week, and I'm really
Hmm.
struggling with that because I have like no time to do anything.
Yeah, no, I get it. When I started YouTube, but kind of before I got serious about it, I was working and still trying to do like 2 videos a week, and that was impossible.
Hmm.
But even now, doing 1 video a week plus streaming every day is like pretty hard to keep up with. I kind of miss my quota every now and again because yeah, it's like I don't understand how people can put out multiple videos a day or even multiple videos a week with high quality. I guess maybe if they have editors that they
Yeah,
hired or something.
like a lot of bigger YouTubers have editors, so all they have to do is film and not worry about
Hmm.
it. And a lot of big YouTubers like all they have to do is YouTube. They don't have like a job or well, I mean, YouTube is their job. That's how I should have
Yeah,
phrased that.
yeah.
But they don't have to like go to school. They don't have like a 9 to 5. They just have to make videos and like make them well. So and make a lot of them. They definitely have a lot more time to do that if that's their main obligation.
I don't know, it's kind of funny trying to have the time. I guess once you get big enough and you can hire editors, then like you're golden, right? You don't even have to like do anything anymore,
Right.
really. I guess show up to interviews and stuff or whatever. What do YouTubers do? Not interviews, like podcasts? I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know what they
podcasts.
do.
What else do they do? Like sit at
I
home.
don't know. They always talk about how busy they are, but then it's
I
like you
hate
don't
when
even make videos
I hate
anymore.
when YouTubers like act like so pretentious and they're like, I had like 50 meetings today. I'm like, no, you didn't. You got Chipotle and went home,
You got...
watched Netflix all day.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's funny. 'Cause I don't know what they do. 'Cause I can't I don't know what they do. Especially people who do put out that like 1 video a month or and then they're like, "Oh, I was so busy this month." And then but they have their own editor and the video was like, 10 minutes long to begin with, which shouldn't take more than a couple days to make themselves anyway. And it's like, what? Doing what? What did you do? I don't get it. Like if you're making the videos yourself, I can see it taking a while, but it's like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so Taco Bell.
Oh, hell yeah.
Taco Bell. Now, is Taco Bell this answer is important to me because It's going to determine how I feel about you for the rest of my
I don't
life.
know.
Is Taco Bell your favorite fast food restaurant?
Yeah,
Okay. All right, good. We're
definitely.
on the same team then. Now, people, the whole Taco Bell thing for me was people, I was on stream, I was talking about getting Taco Bell and just kind of like being silly, but then people were like, oh, he really likes Taco Bell. So now I talk about it all the time. Yeah, Taco Bell. What's your favorite Taco Bell uh, menu item?
Um, I really like their quesadillas. They're so, yeah,
Quesadillas.
they're so good.
Oh my God, quesadillas are. That's funny because that's probably the thing I like the least. What kind of quesadillas do you like?
Well, I don't eat red meat,
Uh-huh.
because it makes me kind of sick. So I either get chicken or I just get vegetarian.
Okay, I've never had the vegetarian, but the chicken quesadillas, they taste like fish to me because I'm pretty sure they don't actually use real chicken in there. They just kind of like throw in meat, goo.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it? Do they actually? What do they taste like to you? Do they taste like chicken or do they taste like fish or something?
I don't know. They just like they taste fine to me.
Do they taste like something?
Yeah. I mean, I
I
prefer the vegetarian one for
Uh-huh.
sure.
You know what? I should go get Taco Bell today, and I'll try the vegetarian quesarito just for
Okay, I'm
you.
gonna tell you how to order it because it's kind of weird. Because it's
Okay.
not
All
technically on
right.
the menu, but so
Okay.
the way you order it is you ask for just like a beef one, and then you
Mm-hmm.
ask them to substitute the meat for beans because that's like what makes it vegetarian. And you can do that for
Okay.
anything on the menu. If you don't want meat,
Yeah.
you can say substitute for beans, and they'll do that.
Okay, that's actually a good tip for anyone ordering from Taco Bell. You can substitute items out, and you can actually like kind of cheat them out of money. Like I go, what was it? I think it was the 5 layer burritos when they were like $1.50 or whatever, and substitute out the meat for rice or something like that, and it was like so much bigger. The thing about Taco Bell is if you order like a 2 ingredient burrito, they're always going to skimp you on ingredients. It's going to be like pencil thin,
Right.
right? But if you order something that just has a lot of layers, they can't skimp you. And if you order things that are like bigger, like they're kind of they kind of skimp you on the beef. But if you get like you were saying, rice or beans instead of beef, it's just like so much more goo that goes into your body that way.
Yeah, and then you don't have to buy as much food. And you
Yeah,
save money
save
for
money
you to
and
use and go get Taco Bell later.
yeah, and also don't have to eat the beef at Taco
Yeah,
Bell,
don't.
which I'm pretty sure isn't actually beef.
I don't eat. I don't eat beef. No, I'm
That's
good.
right. You said you don't like red meat.
Yeah. It just makes me feel sick. I honestly I
Really,
might have like a beef allergy, but I don't really know.
yeah.
I eat it and I just like have a stomach ache and then I can't poop for like 5 days and it's just really bad.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my old roommate had some kind of beef um problem. I don't know what it was. He couldn't eat red meat either. So that's interesting. I wonder what that is. I don't eat a lot of red meat to begin with, but I sure do like Taco Bell.
I mean, yeah, same.
We should go. When's the next time you go to Taco Bell?
Uh, um
I'm sorry, that's not a real question. I was being silly to confuse you.
Actually,
Um,
it's funny because I have an answer.
okay.
I
What's
have
that?
plans with friends to go get Taco Bell for dinner tonight.
Oh my God. I was thinking we should both go to Taco Bell at the same time and then it'd be like going to Taco Bell together.
Aw, cute. We can send each other pictures of our food.
Send each other, we can tweet it to each other.
Aw.
And people will say, why the hell are they tweeting Taco Bell back and
Friend
forth?
goals.
No, we should totally do that. We should totally, because this isn't going to come out till like next week, so people aren't going to know what the
Oh,
hell
right.
is going on Twitter. Just okay, we'll just tweet pictures of what we got at Taco Bell to each other with no words, no
Okay, cool.
context.
I'm
How does
going
that
around
sound?
5:30. That's
Okay,
in three
you're
hours.
Eastern time,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I'll go around 5:32.
Right.
Yes,
Good.
yes, we will do that. Um. I'm gonna get a cheesy gordita crunch because that's my favorite item on the menu.
That sounds pretty fire.
Have you had pretty fire?
Yeah.
Is that a thing that people say?
Yeah. That's like the new thing. The new way to say
Oh,
cool.
oh,
That's
is it now?
fire. Yeah.
I do not pay attention to like social trends at
Oh
all.
my God. Like, do you know what lit means? You have to know what lit means.
Yeah, lit's like the same
Yeah,
thing,
well,
but
fire
cooler.
is like the new lit.
The fire is the new
Yeah.
lit. Yeah, I've never heard that before. I don't pay attention at all. I'm like the most out of touch like YouTuber there probably
I'll
is.
teach you all the terms. So, another
Okay.
one people are saying is retweet. You just say
Okay.
that when you agree with somebody.
All right, sure, makes sense.
Another one is pipe. Like it's just another word for like fucking someone. Like it's like I want to pipe. It's like
Oh, I've actually heard that one before.
oh
I've heard it
okay.
as laying pipe. I want to lay pipe.
Those
Yeah.
are those are the new ones I've been hearing around.
I do not understand
I don't.
memes
To be
at
honest,
all.
I don't either.
I just don't get it. People post the same image over and over, and then they're like, and sometimes it's not even like a joke, really. It's just something dumb.
Right. There's this
Why?
one meme that I
Uh-huh.
hate. It's like I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like there's like four corners, and there's
Uh-huh.
a one in one of the corners, and then like in the corner to the okay, how to explain? I have no idea how to explain this. So there's like a one in the top left corner, then in the
Uh-huh.
top right corner there's two ones, and then
Uh-huh.
in the bottom left corner there's a one and like an I, and then in the bottom right corner there's a one and an L, and everyone's tweeting like this meme, and I literally don't understand it, and everyone thinks it's so funny, but
It's
but
just it's just like a
it's
box
a
with
box. Yeah, it's like a box with four panels that have like
Mhm.
just like ones and I's and L's, and I like genuinely don't understand it. And
God damn. Do you think
everyone
we're
thinks it's so funny. Like it doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
I haven't seen that one, but I'm sure I'll look at it after this, and I'm sure I won't understand it. I do not understand. Like, why?
I don't
Why?
know. I like literally like sometimes I can like kind of like laugh at memes a little bit. Like the one of the
Uh-huh.
guy who's looking at the girl while he's with his girlfriend.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that one's pretty funny. But like
Yeah, makes
this
sense.
one like it makes no sense. Like it genuinely just doesn't make sense.
Have you ever run into kids, well, I say kids, but they're usually like 15, who speak only in memes?
No, and I don't want to.
Oh my God, I've had people contact me, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say your names, and I'm not trying to make fun of you. Well, kind of him. But anyway, they can't help. They can't have a normal conversation because everything out of their mouth is some kind of meme, and it's like
Is it
you're like, oh, how are you? And they're just like Pickle Rick. I'm
is
like,
it Ryogen
uh-oh.
or
Ryogen? No, no, no.
no
It's
hate?
just random people who like say hi to me,
Right.
like, hey, I like your videos, except they don't say that. They just say Pickle Rick, and I say,
I'm like what?
oh. What?
Wait, what does that
and
mean?
they and they're like, I'm just gonna slide on into the DMs. I'm like, okay, we're here. What now? And they're just like, fidget spinner lit. Like they can't help. They don't know how to communicate other than in memes, and I don't understand. That's like the way of the future, I
Yeah, I
guess.
guess so. I'm not looking forward to
When
that.
when we're
We
old,
won't have
uh,
English.
you
We'll
know,
have memes.
we'll have memes. Yeah, we'll just communicate. It's like any number of shows that have come out recently where they communicate through emojis. They just you have like a TV screen on your stomach and you don't talk to anyone. It just like an emoji pops up
Right.
to express what you're feeling. Yeah, that's the way of the future.
Not looking forward to it.
So it's been almost an hour. Um, we talked about a lot of silly nonsense. Is there anything else, like any kind of serious thing or anything at all you want to like talk about just to kind of like get it off your chest maybe or you like something.
Um, I don't know. I I don't like I don't want to be like controversial or anything, so I just don't want to
Oh,
say anything.
well, that's the thing though, is like okay, the thing about this podcast is that you can say anything. I don't know, I guess you don't want to be controversial, but like sometimes I feel like everyone should I don't know, like kind of get opinions off their chest, right? And the whole idea is like you don't have to post it on your channel and like probably not many of your fans are even going to see this because it's on my channel and I don't know. But yeah, if you don't want to say anything, that's fine. But it's just like, I don't know. I wish this was a place that people could like feel more safe about saying controversial things because I get it. It's like say the wrong thing and suddenly your reputation is ruined, and it's like it could just be anything, just like the most random thing, you
You
know?
see, I don't want like a furry Twitter witch hunt after me, so so
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah. I think that you're like well loved enough that that probably wouldn't happen. But I don't know. Maybe next time, maybe you'll feel more comfortable. Like you'll hear, I have a whole like lineup of people that are going to be on this, and I'm going to tempt them all to say like controversial things, and maybe you'll feel more comfortable after hearing some of the other furry YouTubers.
I don't know, like you said I'm well loved, but like there's a
Hmm.
good amount of people who have strong opinions about me, and I always see it because I'm always searching myself on Furry Amino, and because
Really,
I want to
like
know what
like
people are saying about me.
really, like what?
Well, recently I there was this person who just like completely like for whatever reason just like was
Hmm.
had my name in their mouth like nonstop, and it was on Twitter, and she or he I don't know their pronouns. They were talking about how I'm like so like full of myself, and I just like don't care about people, and I'm like a bad person, and it all went back to like this like Foxler post or something, and it's like everyone knows
Hmm.
Foxler doesn't really take kindly to me, which is fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even
Oh
know that
yeah,
because I don't pay attention
there
to
was some
things.
Twitter beef about that. Um,
Oh.
and which is like fine. I never really acknowledged it. He all that really happened was he was trying to like call me out for getting upset over like the Genesius art, and
Oh, okay.
and there's this thing where he was like trying to like devalidate my presence in the fandom. He posted like this screenshot of Google Images, and
Hmm.
it was like, and he like counted how many times his face showed up over mine, and it was like I showed up like 2 or 3 times. He just showed up like 10 or 14 or so, like some higher number like that. And then he was like,
God,
I'm the real mascot of the furry fandom. And I was
he's
just like, all right, that's cool, dude. Like,
he's so fucking weird. And yeah, he said that to me, or something similar to that when I did my little like interview of for him. Yeah, he's very strange. I don't think he understands that just because people know his name, like that doesn't. He wants to be the face of the furry fandom, which nobody wants,
right.
right? But he doesn't seem to understand that. He just thinks that because people use his name a lot, that means he's like famous or something. It's like no, that's called infamy. You don't want
Hmm.
that.
And
But I don't.
he has my name in his mouth. So like, I'm not
Mhm.
gonna like him. And I mean, like, putting politics aside, I still don't think he's a very good person. Like I guess that's one opinion I'll have. uh, uh,
I don't think anyone's gonna witch hunt you for that.
he doesn't like me because so I was at a fur meet in Denver, and he's a
Hmm.
Colorado local, and he
Right.
was there, and when I got there, my friends were like, dude, like get out of the suit, like you don't want him to take a picture with you, and I was like, oh okay, because I was like, oh no, I just like I don't know, like there's a lot of controversy with that. I just don't want to be associated with it. Um, and like at the time I like wasn't super familiar with him, but I like
Hmm.
knew like the allegations. So I was
Yeah.
like kind of like laughing about like I got out of the suit. Me and my friends were like laughing. We were like, haha, and we like took a picture of him, and I like sent it to my friends like, look who's here. And like I mean like I was kind of like being a jerk, but like you know whatever. So and he doesn't like me for that because he noticed that I took off my suit as soon as he got there, and he noticed that I took a picture of him, and so I think that's
Hmm.
like part of the reason why he like is coming after me on Twitter sometimes. And
Oh no, that totally is. He actually talked about that exact
did he
thing. Yeah,
about
it's
me?
funny though. Yeah, yeah. He said he was like, oh, I was at a thing, and he was like laughing at me and took a picture of me. It's funny because like it's not very often that two people's stories like that match up.
Oh, but
You
like
know what I
that's
mean?
what happened. Like I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
like, no, I didn't take a picture. But I'm like, yeah, I did. Like I mean like
Yeah.
I was being a jerk, and I'll like admit that, but I just wanted to show my friends like, oh, look who's at this meet, and you know.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. It's like yeah, Foxler is Foxler. He's gonna be around for a while. I don't think he's without getting like, too into anything, I think he's like kind of delusional in a way. Like he either pretends not to understand what's going on, or he legitimately doesn't understand what's going on, and I don't know which one is scarier.
Right. Well, if he
Yeah.
keeps my name in his mouth, then we'll see how that goes.
That's good for you though, because that's publicity. Like I wish I had enemies. I mean, I wish that people would keep talking about me. Like I Google my name or like put my, YouTube my name to see, and people sometimes make videos about me disagreeing with me, but they're like there's someone with like 12 subscribers and it's like, fuck, someone big make a video about me,
I can do
please.
it.
Like,
I'll
oh,
make
you
a diss
can?
track or
Yeah.
something.
This
That'd be pretty good.
Oh, you totally should. That would actually be super helpful for me because like no kidding, ever since I started like doing streams and podcasts and stuff with two, my like numbers have exploded, right? Like I don't know what your numbers are like, but I was getting like 250 subs a
Oh, that's
day,
really good.
which is like pretty intense, yeah.
Yeah, there's my opinion for you.
Your one controversial
Yeah.
opinion for
I
the
mean,
week
like,
or whatever.
whatever. Like,
I kind of don't like Foxler.
I
Good
mean,
job.
I feel like I'm giving him clout, but whatever.
hmm
Oh, do you know what clout
That's
means? That's
cool.
another trendy word.
Clout. Well, that's like a not even a like a trend word. That's just like a real
Oh,
word.
well, everyone's saying it now.
Oh, okay. Right. So I hope we can do like more stuff in the future. Like I want to do collabs and stuff with you. I don't know if you feel the same way about me because like, I'm controversial and I have like sexual imagery of my dragon and things, but like it would be really cool to do, I don't know, collab videos and stuff with you. But we're coming up on the hour mark here. I'm sure you got other stuff to do. I know I do. Fuck, I'm trying to get this 25K sub thing done. Anyway,
Oh, you hit 25?
oh yeah, yeah, I hit 25 a couple, I don't know, like a week ago. But I'm already up to 25,500, so
That's
that's good.
awesome.
Well, I appreciate you being here. And I hope that you'll want to come again on the podcast. We can have another discussion about either like silly furry things or maybe if you feel comfortable with controversial things in the future, like anything goes. That's my whole philosophy with this
Oh,
podcast. I just
I'll
want
hit you up next time I have drama on Twitter.
to. Okay. Oh, awesome. Yes, Twitter drama, any kind of drama, we definitely should talk about that. That would be awesome. So thanks for showing up,
Yeah, thanks for having me.
and everyone watching. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time.